Well, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Ronald. If you're new here, well, you might want to like, share, subscribe so you never miss a bite. Today I thought it would be fun to actually talk about this project, as big as it may be, but I'm sure also you ask yourself, hey, how does one get started on building a house from scratch, or a cottage in this case from scratch? This is something that I'll be talking about actually in future. Right now I just want to give you a kind of sneak peek on basically general stuff, but I won't get into specifics. I will be sitting down actually with the owners of this cottage, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty details. Having said that, I'm gonna kick it off right now and just showing you general stuff right here. So if you guys can see clearly, so think about it. I mean, yes, first and foremost, you do need the land. That's one. It really comes down to what kind of how big the cottage you're going to be building. So in this case, this is actually a cottage on the water, and it's actually further away. I guess I'm not gonna give you all the details right now, but I'm gonna give you more details once actually we sit down with the owners of this property. This is a land by the water, and it's full of rocks, as you can clearly see. You need to get yourself some heavy machinery that you're going to use to actually take out the rock, because if you're going to do it by hand, that would be hard. You don't know how big the rocks are, and again, I'll be showing you more pictures of those at some point to show you the real fine print and all that. Having said that, you have to stay somewhere while you're doing that, because being that it's further away, it's not like so close to them, they had to live somewhere. So in this case, hence you see a little trailer that they have to live in. But then on the other hand, of course, you have to work on the road as well, making sure you have that cleared out, because now you'll be having, like, say, maybe heavier trucks coming through to actually bring in your materials, whatever those may be. But now then you get started. Before even you get into the materials and so on and so forth, you have to start. So this depends also, are you building a basement to it, or just having maybe pillars that you're building and then you're going to put on everything on top of that? So what kind of, what are you looking, what kind of house are you building? Is it a full-on house? Are you using a simple cottage? Are you going to insulate it? That you have to think about so many things behind the scenes. This is why I'm saying I'm just giving you a sneak peek. We're not going to talk about every single thing here, but there's a whole lot of work that you actually have to put in, and thoughts. So then the fun begins. You need to get those pillars, concrete pillars done as well, and you need to know, of course, they have to be specific, and also you have to have an inspector come take a look at those, make sure they are done right. And then each level you start, before you start, you do one thing, and then when you're done that, they come check it out, and then you start the second level. In this case, with maybe so you are building the main structure. Again, that takes a whole lot of work, and I'm not talking about, of course, the whole measurements. Again, like I said, we'll talk about all that at some point to come. This is just simply a sneak peek. All right, having said that, also you have to think about it. Let's say, like probably should I mention this at the beginning, are you building this yourself? Are you maybe just getting a company or someone to build this for you? And I have to say, this is actually mainly built by these individuals you see right here, or I would say that people you also don't see right now in these pictures, but it's basically in a way the family themselves building this, and friends and helping out in one another, because it can cost a pretty penny if you get someone to build it for you, but also trying to build something yourself. Like you guys have seen me, I do a bunch of different DIYs, of course, although this is cooking with Ronald, but do a bunch of DIYs. Having said that, you need to think about so many things, so many small details that go into that. How do you start off? How do you have to get the plans? They have to be approved, and to make sure that yes, you're allowed to build a certain sizable, because what does that look like? How big is it? And what's behind the scenes? And these are things we want to talk about today. because whenever you see a full on house, you wonder, oh, how did that begin? How did they do it? Yes, not all of them have basements or concrete underneath, but they have pillars that are built and that you have to go off. Can tell definitely it's a fun project, and of course, since they're retired, it's a bit easier for them, of course, to have that time to themselves. Because if you just want to do, like, say, every single weekend, or not, you can't really just take off time like a week or 2 a month. You definitely need a lot of time to actually get this done, because whether you're waiting for the concrete to solidify you from one step to another, but also if you want a company to do maybe part of the job and then also you continue, not to mention you need to build a shed. You have a little shed where you're going to keep all the equipment, all your tools, while you're building stuff, because it's going to be raining, right? But while building, since as I said, it's far away from it's not like somewhere a little bit farther in the kind of bushes, if you want to call it, you do have little guests that come across as well, so you need to welcome those as well. Make sure they know who the new neighbor is, just on the side. Also, on the other hand, you need a lot of tools. Again, it's up to you. Do you want to rent all those tools? Think about it. How long are you going to use them? Or should you invest into tools? If you like doing DIYs, perhaps you should think about actually buying the tools yourself, or I don't know, maybe hopefully it's Christmas time, ask Santa to bring you some. Like I said, this is just a quick video basically talking about the overview, basically just the overall, without getting into the specifics. So many little nitty-gritty things to have, you need to take care of, but we will be sitting down at some point with the owners of this property, and which is basically at this point in time basically it's pretty much done, because they're just wrapping it up actually. And I didn't even show you the siding and all that stuff has been done. The roof is actually done, but I'm not going to show you all that right now. That will be part 2. But also at some point we are going to be sitting down with the owners of this lovely cottage, and I hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, drop them right down in the comment section below, because there's more to come, there's more to talk about, there's more things that you are going to find out that you didn't know. Those of you who know, you know, but those of you who don't know, you wonder, hey, how do people stuff like this, and how long does it? So I mean, main questions: how much does it cost? The land itself, or the property itself, or how much does it cost for the materials? Like, what materials are you buying? Like, there's so many small things, whether it's the wood, the screws, the pillars, whatever that you may be using. What are you using, and how much does it cost? Okay, so stay tuned. I don't want to give it too much here, but stay tuned for definitely another part of this. Going to be part 2 that we'll be talking about. It's probably be about several parts of this, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. But there's gonna be plenty of this to talk about, and to basically give you more details. Thank you guys. I'm really looking forward to show you, or to give you more details, or to hear those questions you guys have. You and I get to ask the questions from the owners themselves, because I know they've gone through it, firsthand, and they know what's up. All right, thanks guys. I hope to see you in the next video, and bye now.